Good afternoon. This is Victor Jimenez with Sewer Line Check Professionals. I'm here at 1532 Beverwill Drive in Los Angeles, and I'm in the process of performing a video examination of the main sewer line for Rachel Hakam. Now, the main sewer line is the portion of the waste drainage piping which lies exterior to the structure and is underground. It connects the building drain line system to the public sewer. The building drain line system then is the portion or portions of the waste drainage piping which are interior to or underneath the structure. Today's video examination is not focused on the building drain line system. So if further evaluation is desired regarding the building drain line system, a licensed plumbing contractor should be contacted, or a specialty building drain line video examination can be set up through our office. Now, just before I begin here, I did want to make a comment on the fact that it is the client's request that the portion of the main sewer line that we are inspecting today is the section starting at the front structure, the one closest to the street, to the connection point at the city sewer. We are not being asked to look at the guest house in the back. We just wanted to clarify that before we begin. Alright, so now I pushed 75 feet out from a clean out, the main clean out here in the front side of the yard, into the street. The line has a pretty much direct path from the left side of the door, the front door, left side of the door, directly out to the street. And it's a combination of materials, and I'll be talking about those as we come back from public sewer towards the house. Now, what we're pulling back from, we're pulling into public sewer, from public sewer into a 6-inch diameter vitrified clay piping. Now, the vitrified clay is a very common material for main sewer lines, has a very long service life expectancy. However, it is more susceptible to damage during earthquakes and seismic activity, and has a tendency to let roots in at the joint areas. Now, before I began the inspection, I was informed by the client that this line was recently hydrojetted. We aren't seeing anything in the way of any roots or root intrusions, so it is possible that that is why, because the line was cleaned. Can't be entirely certain, but we'll just comment that as we're coming back here. Now, this section of the vitrified clay, the house was built in 1942. Now, this section would not be original to the structure. There's some indications that this is a newer lateral. How recently this was put in, we can't be sure, but this section of the clay looks to be in acceptable condition. We're seeing some minor surface chipping, which is pretty common with the hydrojetting. We're not seeing any breaks. There's no damage to this line, at least this section of it. We're just still coming back up here. We're just under the sidewalk now. All right, now we're coming in here from we're moving from this 6-inch vitrified clay right into a 4-inch vitrified clay. Now this section we do need to comment on is in need of repair. There isn't any breaks in this section, but essentially we are at the bottom of a pretty steep drop. The line runs out the yard, and just at the point where there's a wall with some shrubbery at the end of it, and right beyond the wall is the sidewalk. The pipe runs underground at a pretty steep angle and then levels off at the bottom. Now, what was done here with this section of the clay, it's about a 2-foot section of clay here, it was incorrectly sloped. This section here, what we're sitting in right now, is at a lower point in the ground than this section right here, where it connects up to the 6-inch. So it's creating a bit of buildup of water here. This incorrect sloping can produce blockages because the line isn't flowing out as it should be. And so this is a section that we would be recommending get repaired or fixed. Now we're pulling away from this. See this pretty steep drop here, almost vertical drop here, and then it connects up to a ABS, or their modern style plastic piping. The modern plastic is a very common material. It has a very long surface life expectancy. However, unlike the clay, does not have the tendency that the clay does to break during seismic activity or earthquakes, and it's a little more flexible. And it's also intended to be impervious to root intrusions. So this is an excellent material for main sewer lines. So we're coming up here. We're running along the yard here. Just about to connect up a couple more feet, and we'll be pulling out into this clean out which we accessed today. And I'll take a photo of that for you. Alright, now, this is the clean out which we accessed today. And you can see right over there the front door. It's clean out. So, just to be clear, see those bushes, those small trees there. That's right about the point that the line takes a pretty steep dive and then connects up to that clay. Goes from that plastic to the clay, which is in need of repair. So the repair is really needed basically at that exact point where those trees are, and a little bit beyond that into this public sidewalk. Now, basically with that, we'll be wrapping up the video portion of today's video examination. Once again, this is Victor Jimenez with Sewer Line Check Professionals. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant day.